Good morning. This is part 3, dealing with Watchtower's illegal judicial system. I want to go over some excerpts from court cases. This is from Manchester in 2014. Now, Watchtower's position is that in Europe, religions have a great deal of freedom, which they do. But the court said this, that concerning that religious freedom, that it's not a trump card which prevents the state from inquiring into potentially harmful activities by religious groups. There is a requirement to maintain certain standards of behaviour. That's even in religions. Now we come to 2017. This is the Charity Commission for England and Wales, who had received serious complaints from members of Jehovah's Witnesses, and they were going to deal with them. Now, the Charity Commission was obliged by fair procedures to tell Watchtower the case that they had to answer or defend. But when they sent them documents concerning these complaints, the Charity Commission crossed out the names of the people who made the complaints. It's called redaction. They redacted the names. They blanked them out completely. Now, Watchtower complained about this, and this is Watchtower's legal representative stating this. Right, we get the right page. Mr. Clayton submits that there is an inherent unfairness in having relied upon material which is not disclosed. Remember, this is Watchtower stating this. As a result, the charity has been fighting a shadow case. And then Watchtower's barrister goes on to state this. Even more fundamental to any justice system in a modern democratic society is the principle of natural justice, whose most important aspect is that every party has a right to know the full case against him and the right to test and challenge that case fully. Watchtower wants fair procedures for themselves, but they don't want to give their members fair procedures. So they went on to say it cannot be said of an arrangement where the court can look at evidence or hear arguments on behalf of one party without the other party knowing or being able to test the contents of that evidence and those arguments. I don't know if you can see that or not. So all I can say is, Watchtower, please, if you want fair procedures for yourselves, then you must give your members fair procedures. You must tell them exactly what they are alleged to have done before you make up their minds as to their guilt, and you must allow them to defend themselves. So what happened with this one? Was the Charity Commission correct in redacting those names? Yes, they were, for this reason. The charity stated that if they allowed Watchtower to have the names of the people who'd made the complaints, these people would be at risk of harassment. His or her family would be at risk of harassment or other harm. And it's Watchtower's policy that you don't take brother to court. Now, if you look at Paul's words carefully, Paul was talking about trivial matters. He wasn't talking about criminal matters. Now, the Bible is very clear in Romans 13 that if there is a criminal matter to be dealt with, it's to go to the government. The Christian congregation's remit is simply to preach the good news. They are not supposed to deal with criminal matters, never have been. So Watchtower has gone beyond what God has allowed them to do. Now, the problem here was that the Charity Commission stated that this was not a theoretical risk, that the family of one of this perpetrator's victims were shunned by the charity and its trustees and told to leave the congregation. Can you believe that the victims of criminal activity were shunned by the charity, that's Jehovah's Witnesses, and told to leave the congregation. It's unbelievable. So Watchtower, I want you to take notice of what you are stating in court, that you want fair procedures, and you must give fair procedures, therefore, to other members of the congregation. This is in accordance with Scripture. Your unfair procedures are man-made, and you will be called to account for this on Judgment Day. Now, for those of you who are watching who are not concerned with Watchtower's policy, I'm hoping to be able to put a few flowers on the end of this video to show that these things are not from God, that our God is very loving and kind and provides the most wonderful planet for us to live on. But thanks for watching this morning.